I am hard pressed to believe that you could make it through a Dr. Seuss book, let alone a science article.
Hey, cousins, and welcome on today's episode. If you are joining for the very first time, please take a seat and make sure to smash the subscribe button before you click. This video, we are going to be talking about the 4B movement. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but it started trending this week after it hits the media that South Korea have the lowest fertility rate. And I am going to tell you guys very briefly how they arrived there. So the women in South Korea started this trend. I had it started around 2019 or so because they were tired of the way that they were being treated. They were tired of misogyny. They were tired of how women in general are treated. So they decided that they are not going to have anything to do with men, which includes dating them, having intercourse with them, marriage, or anything that you can even think of. They are not going to do anything with them. So they are not giving birth, which is the reason why their fertility rate dropped so much. So this conversation has been on media. I even saw some comments of people talking about, so I have been in this movement without even knowing. When this movement conversation started going viral, there are some men that are so freaking angry. The American women are willing to go on this movement as well. This creator made a video sounding so pressed, saying now they are forcing men to be red pill. If you don't know what red pill is, it's basically them seeing women as objects, like just something that belongs in the kitchen and someone's that their life ends once they eat dirty, which is something that this creator as well mentioned in his video that is getting him dragged. He said so much stuff in his video, and you can just tell that he is so pressed at this movement conversation from American women. So without wasting much time, I have put together his video and as well what people are saying. The funniest part about this particular video is the fact that the men are coming in hard on the very funny stitch. But you see, the women are still trying to explain to them. But I love the men stitching to his video because they are literally very, very funny. Without wasting much time, grab your popcorn and let's get right into it.
The 4B movement is going to force men to be red pill. It doesn't matter if you're single, married, in a relationship. You're going to be forced to be a red pill brother, man. And if you're already a red pill man right now, this 4B movement is a victory for us because everything that we've said, every boundary that we set, that's what we meant. And this is why they have to do what they have to do. You understand what I'm saying? Because we told them we don't want no old single mothers. We don't want women with high body counts. And so with that being said, like, they have to do this, guys. You have to understand this is a victory for men. Because listen, we know that the majority of the women who are talking all this about the 4B movement, they've hit the wall. They're over 30. They had children before they got married. They've never been married, but they got children. And they got a high body count, bro. You know what I'm saying? So they're doing us a favor. No old single mothers. We don't want women with high body count.
Imagine having an all-white beard and a milk dud head, looking like Santa Claus straight to the ghetto, and talking about body counts. At your big age, I thought we left body counts in high school. Like, what?
The 4B movement is going to force men to be red pill. It doesn't matter if you're single.
You know, it's always an overgrown duster brush or a half-eaten fucking bean sprout. I would like to have you know, sir, you are bald. We peer deep enough into this smooth backdrop, you can see the hateful thoughts about women coming right off. First it was the women gotta settle guy, and now it's this guy. Literally no one is forcing men to subscribe to a misogynist ideology but you. No one else is doing that. We suggest therapy. Figure out what makes males so hateful towards other males so they can be hateful towards women. Figure it out. Go be gay. Go get you a trans woman. Go get you a femboy. Go get you somebody that's willing to be the peak mission for you. Like, it's crazy how when women say, yeah, we're done with this completely, men are like, but we gonna get angrier. We're gonna get angrier and meaner if you guys don't have sex with us. or be our stand-in moms. Why y'all think money is the thing that's gonna solve the problem? That's how I know y'all got control issues. Y'all think money is going to be the only thing that solves the problem. Money is a great way to adjust to the headache that you guys bring, right? Money is a great way to be compensated for the migraine that is all of you.
The 4B movement is going to force men to be red pill.
On today's episode of Old Shit, New Excuses. So what exactly was forcing y'all to be red pill prior to this? Because this is something that is fairly new to American women. That started in Asia. If I'm not mistaken, it was either South Korea or China. Did we conveniently forget that like last year y'all were hooping and hollering about being passport bros? And then we found out that y'all were going over there only to get robbed, played, murdered, and stranded? It seems like y'all are willing to risk life, time, and finances instead of just being a decent person. Just go to therapy, okay? Psychologytoday.com. Go to therapy. Find you a therapist. Because y'all are getting old. And the average life expectancy is only going down. And y'all are having heart attacks at earlier ages. It's a little tired. These women have let it be known that y'all can't scare them into anything. You can't guilt them into anything. And they are prepared to live that lonely life. And live alone, surrounded by people that give a damn about them. Like sometimes it's funny, but I really don't like seeing y'all going out sad like this. Not all the time. It ain't too late to turn your life around because y'all don't have nothing that anybody wants. Like y'all have never been taught how to be wanted because women don't need y'all anymore. So now you have to be likable. Now you have to be wanted. And you don't know how to be wanted. And one last thing. I've been seeing so many men get on here and position themselves as last options, like a last resort. You don't have any other options. You might as well pick me. Yeah, that gets the panties off. I said I was done, but I got one last thing. You don't want to get to that age where all of your friends and all of your close family members that are close to your age are talking about their kids nonstop, not being able to go out with you because they're going to their child's graduation, planning family vacations, getting married, and only want to be around their spouse. And you just go home and get on your podcast or drink yourself to death or do whatever that's going to soothe the pain. But the pain is going to keep coming back because you never did the work. And now you're alone. And then you're going to run out of money. And then you're going to go to one of those nursing homes where you just get enough of your retirement money or enough of your Social Security to pay for you to live there. And you have $5 to your name for the rest of the month. And then you just sit there in that chair until you wither away, because from what these nurses are saying, that's a lot of y'all. And then that's the end of the story. A very sad story, but it was yours.
Yo, I just did my research, family.
No, you didn't. No, you did not do any amount of research. My guy, I am hard pressed to believe that you could make it through a Dr. Seuss book, let alone a science article. Couldn't get through a statistics graph, none of that shit. You didn't research a fucking thing. I know you didn't, because not you on here talking about you're comparing the 4B movement to the LGBTQ plus community. Oh my God. Movement, community. You see how the words, you see the words. I know Cat in the Hat would get you all fucked up. Wouldn't even be able to make it through a walk it in my pocket. And then, oh, it's not going to work in America because Korean women care about families. How does that make sense? You know what? I don't ask logic from the dumb. It's fine. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And duh. The thing that really got me here is, why is it always men, your make and model, look like you're one dialysis treatment away from renal failure, talking to us about any fucking thing? What is possessing you to talk to us? Like, give me a reason, because it can't be that you think that we at all give a shit about what you have to say, what we choose to do with our lives. It don't concern you. We don't care about you. Bro, please go to a doctor. Get that blood work drawn. And right after that, because I know the results ain't going to be in your favor, update that life insurance policy. Because nobody kin to you needs to be going broke trying to put you in the ground. Because, oh, and by the way, here, just for you.
Women who are talking all this about the 4B movement, they've hit the wall. They're over
30 years old. 30 means you hit a fucking wall. Are you kidding me? Because old musty balls over 30 is what every woman should drop to their knees for. Are you kidding me right now? And you really want to come for single moms? Really want to come for single moms? You know why moms are often single? Because you were willing to rack up their body count, but then hold it against them. One scenario, obviously. Listen, men. Women are sick of your shit as much as y'all are sick of women's shit. And I see the toxicity on both sides, and I'm not even taking a side. But this whole, we're sick of women, you know what it screams? It screams you need to call Diddy, because you probably just need to diddle each other. And, you know, here's a little insight. Diddy's got your back, boo-boo. Ooh, I'm glad I ain't single out with this fuckery, because I would just have to take some people's souls.
The 4B movement is going to force men to be red pill. It doesn't matter if you're single.
I have a lot of thoughts, and I know that you thought you ate with this video, but I'm here to let you know that if women give into the principles of the 4B movement and men become red pill men, they have no choice but to become red pill men. I think the thing that you should realize is that it wouldn't matter, because women literally would be committed to not looking at y'all, dating y'all, procreating with y'all, breathing near y'all if we have the choice not to. It wouldn't matter if y'all are red pill men, because we wouldn't want you anyway. You would be having your conferences of being angry red pill men and podcasts, and the only people that would be listening to that are men, and the only people that would be caring about that are men. So y'all would just be hanging out together and hating women together, which is what y'all already do anyway. So it wouldn't matter. It doesn't change anything. We are the ones that are deciding what's happening. And that's what I don't think men realize. Because patriarchy is so embedded. It's infested the brains of so many people, including a lot of women, that it isn't becoming clear yet to y'all that we're the ones that get to say what happens. And the only response that y'all have to that is violence. But guess what? What if women become more violent? I'm not saying that we should be, but what if y'all push us there, and that's the only option that we have to make sure that we can continue moving forward and progressing things in the way that they need to get y'all to act right, then so be it. Do you know that a man barked at me 3 days ago out of his car? I'm walking around this world getting barked at by men who act like literal animals. And y'all are over here talking about we're not gonna have a choice but to become red pill men. Go do what you gotta do to go make sense of the world that you refuse to integrate yourself in with dignity and respect for women. We on the other hand, we know what we're up to, and we know what we gotta do. So act accordingly, or just get left out.
The 4B movement is going to force men to be red pill. It doesn't matter if you're single.
In this short video, he proved why women are going into the 4B movement. He doesn't listen to any of the demands that were a part, not even demands, literally what they're going to do. What he said was, men are now putting boundaries down so women don't have any other choice. Men don't want old single moms. Men don't want this. They don't want that. So now men have to make their own movement and stick to their guns. What guns? There are certain men, because I've seen men actually understand what the 4B movement is, but there are the idiots. Yes, idiots. That for some odd reason it's not clicking for y'all. The women that you're talking about, majority of them don't even have children. They've never been married. And if they do, their children are grown adults. A lot of the women who are leading this, not for nothing, everybody knows it didn't even come from America. We just, not even saying they took it on. I'm married. I'm not a part of it, but I understand it because I paid attention. There is something wrong with y'all not paying attention. And that's the reason why women are just going to slowly start disappearing out of your lives, because you don't listen. It's not clicking for you. This whole video just made me lose so many brain cells because I couldn't figure out what movement was he talking about, because it couldn't be the movement that all these women have been talking about. It couldn't be the same thing. That's how you know that certain men are delusional, because he convinced himself that men putting boundaries down is the reason why women are doing this in the first place. And he thought, it must be about us solely. Women just want their peace. And they know that their peace comes from them and no one else. And that's literally the whole point of the 4B movement. They've tried over and over again, and they realize that they're never going to get anywhere. And if they spend all of their life chasing something that's never going to happen, they're going to waste their life. So they're just choosing not to do it anymore. They're sick of being assaulted. They're sick of being disrespected. They're sick of being left to take care of things that are supposed to be a household situation. Like, I don't understand what you all are not getting. And slowly but surely, you're going to see, like I've been saying for the last few years, there are going to be small communities of women that start showing up. And there's going to be no men involved in them. And there might not even be children. But even if there is, those women are going to collectively raise them in a certain community, and that's it. I don't understand what's not clicking. Women have no problem with men setting boundaries and staying where they're at. Women just want to be left alone. The women of the 4B movement have been asking the same thing. Leave them alone. That's it. Whatever he's hearing is something that he made up in his brain. That's not what anybody said.
The 4B movement is going to force men to be red pill. It doesn't matter if you're single.
He really just said, because women want to be treated like people and not objects, men will have no choice to become involuntarily celibate and overtly discuss their hatred of women. You are a goddamn fool and an embarrassment to the human species. Go ahead and get out. Go ahead and red pill yourself. That's the exact fucking point. If you don't understand what the point is, and your point is like, well, I have no choice but to hate women. You already hate women, you piece of shit. He goes on to say it's called the 4G movement. They're not going to provide provisions or babies or sex, whatever the fuck. The shit that women don't fucking want anymore. They're not going to provide. Wow, great. It's almost like we're on the same goddamn page. But we're over here 4B, moving on with society. You're over there 4G, outdated technology.
What do you guys think about this video? What do you think about what he said? And what are your thoughts on the stitches as well? Because this man seems to be very, very angry. And what's so funny is that the people stitching to his video is literally in the comment section, like telling them that they seems to be pissed about what he said because they are raised, well, they were raised by a single mom. Like, it was so funny because most of these stitches, their comment section was like, click on the comment section. His comment is the one at the top. How could you not even understand that all these people can be wrong about what you just said, and just sit yourself down and try to understand where they are coming from? Two things that I think is getting a lot of people pissed in what he said is literally talking about the body count as if this body count is not wrapped up by his gender. The other part is the single mother part. I still don't get or understand when I see videos of people bashing single mothers. A lot of these people did not choose to be single mothers, and they are still getting bashed for actually staying to raise a child that two people had to tangle to make. They are the ones staying back, putting so many things in their life on hold to raise this child, and the other gender is out there, his gender is out there, doing whatever it is they like, and it is still the women that are being insulted, being bashed for being present in the life of a child that they did not create by themselves alone. And I'm like, okay, if you are insulting single mom this bad, what exactly are you saying to the men or to your gender that created the child with them? Like, why are there not so many people bashing these fathers? Why does it have to be with single mothers? Or is this just hatred towards women in general? He said they are going to be forced to be red pill. And people said, you all have always been red pill anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And we would not even care if we go ahead with this movement. This comment said, the white beard talking about we eat the wall at 30. Yikes. And it's so funny again how it was literally saying once you eat 30, it is over. The very first stitch in this video, that man literally went to his parents' house to go video his parents and tell him that they have been married for 27 years. Like his friend literally said they've been married for 27 years after being in the comment section of that creator telling him it's like you're raised by a single mom. This person said, giggling, kicking my feet every time a passport bro gets raw. Like this is another angle to look at it, because these were the same people that were so happy, that were screaming passport bros, and women were just there. And now that they are seeing a movement that is not going to be of benefit to them, that will make these women to just stay away from them, they are really, really angry. Another person said, yes, that is the problem with men my age. They don't want to go to therapy. I think that is why some younger men are attractive to older women now. Yeah, this is coming because the creator had talked about how this man needs therapy. Like two of the creators in that speech talk about how you need to go to therapy because you really need therapy. You really need to heal, because you can't be depressed for women choosing to pick themselves. Another person said the 4B movement has been here in the States. It just wasn't called 4B movement. I saw comments like this of people saying, so I've been on the 4B movement and I don't even know. Like, bring it on and let's get it started. Another person said friends settled down in their 30s. Meanwhile, he is 50 plus, spinning the block on one of his baby mamas talking about, "Are no good woman out there." Another one said, guy from work having hard time getting a girl said he was getting a girl from the Philippines because she will be grateful to be in the United States. At the end of the day, who did they always end up with? Because there are so many stories of these passport bros online then, and it was so freaking funny. Another person said he claims to be married, but happily married people don't speak like that. In fact, happily married people don't even have time to be saying the things that he's saying. Happily married people are not going to be worried or telling women that their life ends at 30, or telling them that they are old, or even bashing single women. Another person said, when men talk about body count, they aren't looking for love. They sound stupid as hell. Women are not toys. The last one I have here said is one of the uncles that shows up to the cookout drunk off cheap liquor, smelling like black and mild, who is always broke and asking for a ride. What do you guys think about what it said, and what do you think about those stitches? Like, I love all of these stitches, and I love how men who understand this movement are literally coming in and even dragging in more than the women have, because that's the funny part. Let me hear your take on this video, and I will catch you guys in the next one.